Hello everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Deborah. I'll be the host on this webinar, and today we have a very special guest here. She is a packaging consultant, and we are going to talk about repositioning post COVID-19. She's going to give us some tips and best practices on what to do, what not to do, and then we'll continue with questions and answers. I'll bring her to the camera.
Hello.
Hi, Lillian.
Hi, Deborah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
So we
I'm
are
good.
live on Facebook. I have few people that have connected, and I was saying that today we are going to talk about repositioning post COVID-19. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are, your background, and the topic that we are going to tackle tonight?
Okay, well, my name is Lillian Elenwoke. I'm the last of 7 children. I'm married to a lawyer as well. He's also the last of 7 children. That's a fun fact I like to share. We're both last born. And I live in New York, New Jersey area, but I was born in Nigeria. And I'm a project manager, but I also have a social enterprise called MB is African. And MB is African is a social enterprise that helps minority brands, emphasis on African minority brands with their repositioning of their packaging. And yeah, so obviously we're living through a pandemic. And if we were not even thinking about repositioning, based on what is happening right now, is this is a great time to reposition because things have changed and a lot of things have changed. A lot of industries are doing things that were not part of their initial, like within their plans initially. Like Louis Vuitton is making hand sanitizers, Gap is making face masks, different things. So there's a need to reposition, both for the brand to like reset what they're doing and just generally based on what the universe is telling us. So I'm helping a few brands with their repositioning, and that's why we're here tonight to talk about repositioning strategies post COVID-19.
Thank you for that introduction. So tell me, I have one question already.
Okay.
When talking about repositioning or packaging, is it just for product-based businesses?
No, not at all. Obviously, like the first thought is product-based services, but based services like companies that offer services have to reposition as well, and they are repositioning. Yesterday, I had this kind of a video meeting with my doctor. I had a video meeting with my doctor, because obviously they have to find ways to, continue what they're doing. Real estate. My friend sold her house a few days ago. Now the real estate company even went as far as doing like a 3D video of the house to showcase to his or her clients. So like those are service businesses that have repositioned because we can't go out, we have to stay indoors, but you have to continue doing your business. So you have to
Right.
find new ways and new strategies to still reach out to your clients and new clients out there. So you definitely have to reposition, whether
Mhm.
you're a product or a service.
Okay. So I'm going to start sharing the PowerPoint presentation, and then
Okay.
All right, so you can take it from here.
Okay. All right. So basically, we're going to be talking about repositioning, business repositioning strategies post COVID-19. So usually, I like to share some random but relevant statistics. That'll be slide 3. Yeah, some random but relevant statistics because so let's see. The first random but relevant statistics I would like to share tonight is that e-commerce business in Africa puts is like roughly about 27 billion. It's, from 2017, it was 16 billion. By this year, it's going to go up to 27 billion. E-commerce business potential in Africa is roughly going to be about 27 billion as of this year. And the next random statistics I want to share is that over 5 trillion one-time use plastic bags. There are over 5 trillion one-time use plastic bags worldwide, meaning when you go to the store, like to buy things, and you're given a plastic bag, those kind of plastic bags that we throw out without reusing, over 5 trillion have been used worldwide as we speak today. And guess what? 79% of that amount are thrown into landfills. 79% are thrown away. Another random fact I want to share with us is there's an estimated 232 million international immigrants across the world. There are 232, and the number is rising, million international immigrants across the world. Then another fact I want to share is that by the year 2040, it's going to be 95% of purchases are going to be through e-commerce by the year 2040. 95% of all purchases will be through e-commerce. Those are all estimations. Then the last random fact I want to share is that 4.3 billion people worldwide are expected to have an email address by 2023. I know some of you are wondering why she's sharing this, but don't worry, we'll get to why I'm sharing that. So, okay. I like to start from the beginning. Yeah, we're talking about repositioning strategies, but then for you to reposition, you have to have had a brand. You have to have a brand to be repositioning. So, what is your brand? What is the brand? Basically, your brand is what people think of you, what people think about your business, what people say or feel when they see your items, your product, your service, everything, your like the trust you've earned people, the value you share, your design, your logo, everything, the way you do what you do, your brand culture, all of those things make up what your brand is. And all these things make up your packaging because those values, those things, the colors, the logo, those are the things that are going to be represented on your packaging. So that's how they tie together. If I wrote an ebook called How to Guarantee Your Package is Packaged. So the first chapter says, what is your package? So basically what it means is what is your brand? And why I still want to emphasize what your brand is, especially at this time, is because, like I said, a lot of things has changed because of COVID-19. Some brands are doing things they were not doing before. So we're talking strategies. The first strategy we want to think about is, am I still, is what my brand was 3 months ago, is that still what my brand is now? What my brand was 7 months ago, is that still what my brand is now? So this is the time to reset. And if you are still doing the same exact thing without switching or enhancing, fine. But understand your brand. Understand your brand, because for you to reposition, you need to understand your brand. If you've tweaked your service, switch it up and redefine what you're doing now. So then I just want to quickly, I know we know what repositioning is versus rebranding. I just want to, just for clarity's sake, that repositioning is just basically when you change your status in the marketplace. Like I put some examples, you could see that Nike went from this to Nike at the swoosh and just the swoosh. That is repositioning. You change, like it's basically the same thing. You just switch it up a bit. You mix the bob. Rebranding is when you go from the old to the new, like it's a completely different thing. Like even some of the examples I put there, you can see that a company like Ozdad went from a red to a beige, like complete change. BP went from a different logo to a completely different logo. So repositioning is basically you just switch what you're doing, like enhance it. While rebranding is you completely go to a different like you are doing something completely different from what you were doing before. You change your logo, you change everything, you change who you are. So now we're talking about repositioning. So before we reposition, there are certain questions I want us as brands to ask ourselves, like before we reposition. The first question is, how do I differentiate my brand in a way that matters to my target audience? How do I differentiate my brand in a way that matters to my target audience? The next question I want us to ask ourselves is, how do I highlight what's great about my brand authentically rather than promotionally? How do I stay authentic? I'll tell you why later, why we need to be authentic at this time, because you have to understand we're living through a pandemic, and a lot of people want someone they can trust. They want brands they can trust. So how do you stay authentic? How do you look at your value chain and do and give value? Like how do you, like, when you look at your value chain, what can you do? All of this is, asking these questions would be answered effectively if you understand where your brand is. Okay, for example, Louis Vuitton, like we know, Louis Vuitton, Moet and Hennessy, they started making they were one of the first people that started making hand sanitizers during this whole pandemic. Why? They were making perfumes, but they realized that they use the same alcohol, some of the things you use to make sanitizers is what they use to make perfumes. And they said they looked in their value chain and they realized, wow, we could actually, we were making perfumes, but we could make sanitizers. Gap started making masks because they make clothes. So you have to look at your value chain. What can I, at this period, what can I do differently? What can I do? Even if it's not a service I was offering, but it's a service I can offer because I have some of the raw materials to fulfill those services. So another example I shared is a business called Rolling Design in Nigeria. Like, she normally makes those paper decorations, like all those. She's a creative. And then when this whole pandemic started, she saw that everyone was making masks. I don't know what country you're tuning in from today, but in Nigeria, everyone is making masks. Everyone and their mothers and everyone is making masks without even with making Ankara masks. But what she did was she's like, I'm a creative. I already create things and I want to be different. I want to be unique. She started making the face shields with the plastic. So that was what she did differently. Um, so we're going to share some strategies to reposition ourselves in the marketplace. The first strategy I want to share is join the right e-communities. Join the right e-communities. Basically, joining communities cannot be overemphasized. Like, even this community with business sales, I'm sure you get a lot of value from just being part of this community. There are so many communities that are out there that would help you because you are on top of things. You know what's happening out there. That is a strategy because you can't be everywhere at the same time. But being in the right community will help you. Like a community like International Trade Center, I'm part of that community, and I know that they're always, there's anything that has to do with trade and investments and e-commerce. There's always courses and trainings and articles that they share with us. Communities like business, everything now art is a community on Instagram that helps. Like, there is a creative community that shares information, shares gives you teaches you new digital skills. She's always doing different things, show you how to use tools and techniques. Communities like Nazaru, if you're into trade, you want to go into trade with Africa, or you want to trade into America, you can join a community like that because she teaches about, there are courses about your business development, what to do, how to export, how to import. So just find the right communities based on your niche, based on what you do, and join the right communities. That's the first strategy I'm going to share. The second strategy I'm going to share is collaborate and partner with complementary brands. Collaborate and partner with complementary brands. If like I said, I wrote an ebook, How to Package Your Package, and what I did was I separated collaboration into two. I split collaboration into internal collaboration and external. What do I mean by internal? Internal collaboration for me is when you look at your internal chain, like everything you do, because for you to give, you can't give what you don't have. Yes, we want to collaborate, but you have to ensure that before you externally collaborate, you've sorted out your processes and procedures, your logistics, the way you do your business, your culture is defined. How you do what you do is clearly like mapped out. You like basically your internal structure is working effectively before you collaborate outside. Kudos if you already have a good internal structure. Then you want to collaborate, you want to find people with complementary brands. Like I know there's a collaboration between Google and Apple. They are creating like a software or tool to help detect who has COVID and who doesn't. There's also like collaboration called Loop, where big brands, because of the whole issue with plastic in the environment, like brands like Procter and Gamble, Nestle, and all those brands, they've come together to create something like they are bringing back the milkman. I don't know, like back then in 1960, how when you buy your milk and you finish, you're done with it, the bottle is kept outside. The milkman will bring the new bottle and take the old one. That is the same concept they are bringing into life. So they've come together to create like alternative to plastic. So you order over 300 products and counting. Right now they have about 300 products. You order what you have, and then it gets when you run out of it, it gets taken away and they bring you another one. So find the right communities to collaborate with. Another strategy I'm going to share is digitize your brand. Obviously, we can't talk about strategy post COVID-19 without talking about digital technology, things like that. That is like the heart, that is the future. So you have to digitize your brand, whether you're a good or a service. Like I was talking earlier that I had a meeting with my doctor, a video meeting with my doctor yesterday. So obviously, we can't do surgery over the phone or over but at least any service that has to do with like consulting or follow-ups. Real estate, you want to digitize your brand, like obviously because you want people to see the property. We can't physically go there. So make us feel like we're there. Incorporate like good pictures, quality pictures, professional pictures, 3D. So like, I'm zooming into the rooms. If you're into like agriculture or food, I hear like there's a technology out there where they're using like drones now to check to see if the land is fertile. Like regardless of what industry, fashion already, a lot of brands even incorporate QR codes into their tags. Like so there are different ways. Just make sure you like digitize your product. There's also something I'm bringing out, launching soon called the Packaging Holy Grail. It's going to be a document to help you with everything that's to do with your brand packaging. Okay. Another repositioning strategy I'm going to share is the purchasing power of the diaspora. Remember when I shared some random facts earlier that there are over 232 million international immigrants, meaning, and then this, as of last year, 160 billion Africans send about, 160, the 30 million Africans send about 160 billion to Africa yearly through Western Union. So we in diaspora, like regardless of where you're from, you crave home, you miss home, you want to taste things from home, you want to invest in home. Last year, Ghana had the year of the return. And so many people went to Ghana, investments and everything. They raised over 1.9 billion. They used the power of the diaspora. So you want to think about, okay, how to incorporate the diaspora into whatever you're doing. Especially if you are back home, like if you're different parts of Africa, you have people from your country in America, in Europe, in London, you want to incorporate them. That's another strategy to use the power of the diaspora. Another strategy I'm going to share, hope I'm not going too fast.
I think you're good.
Okay. So another strategy, obviously, e-commerce is king right now. E-commerce. What are you selling? How are you selling it? Like I always say, like you can map out a plan. You don't have to, your goal should be to get a website. Everybody should own a website eventually, because in the end, even if we're on Instagram, Facebook, and all these places, it's like we're renting. It's not ours. Anything can happen. Facebook shuts down, Instagram shuts down. What happens? So eventually, the goal should be to get your own website. So that is your house. That is where you can control the traffic. Who you are in control. But while you are planning for that, at least e-com, you could align yourself with. There are a lot of marketplaces you can sell with. You could do advertisement. There are a lot of marketplaces. You can even start from where you are. Start right now. Facebook, you can sell on Facebook. You can even sell on Google. Google has a marketplace now. You could sell on Shopify. You could sell on different platforms. But then your goal should be to get your own e-commerce platform eventually. So definitely that's a strategy you want to take advantage of.
I have a
And
question. You said Google
yeah,
has a
sure.
marketplace now.
Yeah, they're launching. Yeah, they have a marketplace coming up. It's,
I'll
yeah,
make sure I
I
check
think
that out.
you can sign. You can sign up for it. Yeah, Google has a marketplace now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so those are at least the five major strategies. Then some other little ones I want to share. Just identify market opportunities out there. Like, are you doing, like, based on what you're offering? Are you like offering business to business service or business to consumer? I know that in Africa we are lacking a lot of business to business. We do more of business to consumer, or we're always buying. We're always buying from like foreign. Like we don't do a lot of exporting, business to business. So you might want to think about expanding what you're doing. If you're a fashion house and you're doing one or two clothes, what about distribution? Thinking, oh, how can I make like this top I'm making, instead of just selling to the store A or selling directly to the consumers. How about mass producing it, small, medium, large, and thinking of, putting it into malls across the world. So you want to think about all these market opportunities out there. There's always like a marketplace, right? Like last year, there was the Trade with Africa Summit. There's supposed to be another one in August. There are a lot of opportunities. There's the Intertrade Fair that was in Egypt. There's the like New York now. Based on what you're selling, find what marketplaces or what opportunities are out there and connect. That also brings it back to the connecting with the right community. Because if you're in the right community, you get to know all this information as well. Yeah. So I also have some case studies I just wanted us to run through. And then if you have any questions, we can take it from there. Like this first case study I wanted to share is timeout. Basically, timeout, obviously, like if we are like, I don't know, if Miss Dorothy, you know timeout, right? Yeah.
Yes,
As
yes.
soon as this, yeah, as soon as COVID-19 hit and they realized timeout wasn't going to work because nobody's going out, we are all inside. They quickly re-strategized and decided to switch and create a campaign called Time In. And then they started sharing things you can do indoors. They took advantage and made sure they stayed relevant, because they were relevant, because if you want to go anywhere, you are looking at timeout. But now they switched it up quickly to make sure they are still relevant. And now they're sharing things you could do indoors and also sharing things you can eventually do outdoors, retaining their original, like business. But so that was they quickly jumped on what was happening. They thought so that is the strategy you can try and think about what you could, tweak and do, or how you could tweak your business. That will come with you being thinking creatively and being innovative, which is what they did here. Another case study I want us to share is a company called Twiga. Like, obviously, they've been around since 2014. But then why I'm sharing them is because, like I said, Africa, like, we don't have a lot of business to business opportunities. So it's something that, we might want to look at. And this is a company that has succeeded doing business to business. They are a tech-enabled food distribution company based in Nairobi. So what they do is they connect smallhold like farmers and everything. So they like what they have, like what they call there's a model that they use. There's a distribution model that they use. Sorry, where everybody is happy. The farmer, the end user. They use apps and everything. So that is a way, like for agriculture, like if you're in agriculture, for you to digitize your brand by looking at what you could do, how you could do things differently. If it's like food you're cooking and everything, obviously you can start by taking better, good quality pictures, and doing videos and sharing that. If you're into farming, you want to look out for like tools and techniques you can introduce into your farming to aid the process and make it like more enhanced. Another case study I want to share is the Play Network. This company is based in Abuja, and what's unique about them is they started as a club, They started as a club, and parties, and like their whole value is fun, play, and networking. But they just kept evolving, evolving. They went into movies 2 years ago and started recreating old movies. There are movies that they recreated even like won 8 awards. Okay, why am I mentioning them? In this pandemic, obviously their whole mantra is to have fun and go clubbing, but nobody's going out. We're all stuck indoors. And they were like, well, they thought innovatively and came up with an idea to do drive-through movies, drive-through cinemas. They found a huge parking lot, I guess, collaborated with the movie, like the movie Genesis Networks, and they started doing drive-through. They had the first successful one yesterday. You know, so you drive in your car, you park out there, and you have your popcorn, everything in your car, and you're watching a movie in a light like a huge screen. They're also introducing cinemas as well. Another case study is this OT is based in Ghana, and what they did, like obviously like that, they have a website where they sell like food stuff and different things. But as soon as the first case of COVID-19 hit, they reached out, they realized that okay, this is coming to us, and they started to focus more on like products like aloe vera, honey, things that will be needed, especially aloe vera. And as we speak, they every week they are doing about 5 tons, which is about 10,000. That's how like aloe vera every week, because they said they realized there was a gap in the market coming before it even hit. They decided to like stop other like focus their strength on selling products that would be like people would like that will be in high demand. Obviously, aloe vera is almost sold out in the marketplace because you need aloe vera for hand sanitizers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a strategy that they used. And the last um, case study is a company in Lagos called Lerato and Adams. So basically, obviously, they see people are trying to hoard their money because you don't know what's going to happen next. People are not sure. They're not sure if they want to buy. So what they did was, okay, just incorporate the whole 3D to show what they have out there and start introducing things like first they start giving PPEs to workers to show the workers on the site that we care about you. We care about what you're going through. Where were you at this time? Which is also a good strategy. If you notice, like I, I open my email, even DSW that sells shoes is sending me message about COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is, because people want, even clothing stores are sending messages about COVID-19 because everybody's sensitive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm spending my money, I want to know that you care that I'm spending my money. So a strategy, you want to be sympathetic at this time. I'm not saying make masks if you have no business making masks, but you can donate towards people making masks.
Mm-hmm.
You could participate. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could collaborate, you could sponsor, but at least you want your consumers to know that you feel them, you are this with them, then offer your service, which is what they did. They start showing, okay, you don't have to buy outright. How about spend 78,000? And then when then they tell you, okay, you could break it down, mortgage, and they're spending more time educating their potential consumers and the consumers, their potential clients out there, engaging them, teaching them about other ways they can invest, even without having a lot of money. So those are some of the case studies I wanted to share. And I don't know, maybe we could take some questions before I share the 3 words. Like I always want to share these 3 words that I feel would lead to success even during COVID-19 and post COVID-19.
Okay. Thank you so much for that presentation. It was very brilliant. We'll take questions. If you guys have questions, we'll take questions. Um, Please let us know your thoughts. Let us know the questions that you have about repositioning during this time and after COVID-19, and why any company, regardless of if it's a product company or service-based company, why do you consider repositioning your company, your brand during this time? Like Lillian said, there are many ways to do that just to keep operations and to be sustainable. It's needed. Um, it's the new way of doing business because COVID-19 obviously has changed everything, and we're going to continue to see the changes as we go. Nobody really knows what is going to happen. Even most of the conferences, most of the conventions and seminars,
I
they're
know.
planning on going virtual.
People are having Zoom parties, even though I have not bought into that partying on Zoom. That is that is a bit extreme. My friend said she and her husband were having a double date on Zoom the other day. I said, how's that going to work?
You know, um, it creativity is needed in these times. You need to
Definitely.
be very
That is that
creative.
is that is yeah, that is one of my words. That is one of because there are three words I share: creativity, innovation, and authenticity. Those are three words that should be applied in our whatever we're doing during COVID-19 and post COVID-19. Authenticity, why? Because right now, like I said, people are vulnerable. People want to do business or relate with people they can trust. People that are showing that are being, like that are being authentic. Nobody wants to, they want to connect with you. I'll buy from you if I trust you. So you need to be
Mm-hmm,
authentic for me to connect with you. Of course, you can't survive these times without being creative. You have to be creative. That's the only way to set yourself apart, because even if it was a job you're looking for, there's so many more people looking for what you're looking for. There's so many more people out there, so many more people doing what you're doing. So how do you set yourself apart? By showing what you're doing, but adding your own tweak to it, being unique, showing your unique selling point. So you have to inject creativity into showcasing who you are on a different level. And definitely innovation, innovate or die. We know that phrase. Like innovation, we need a lot more of innovation, especially in Africa, because that is the only way to, like, innovators are the ones making the world go round, like things that are
mm-hmm,
standing out. So you want to be one of those people. You want to be innovative in how you do what you do.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, like I was talking about distribution, definitely we need to start thinking distribution and not thinking you know one on one, not thinking business to consumers, especially distribution in Africa. Thinking, how can we you know sell more of our products? How can we reach out to more people? How can we do it? Because a lot of business, especially out of Africa right now, are doing business to consumers. Like you buy things, they just send it to the consumer, like through DHL. But there's so much more out there. There's so much more opportunities. How can we, do a lot more? How can we, especially get into distribution of whatever we're doing in like
Mm-hmm.
in larger quantities? So you need innovation to think to be able to do that.
So creativity, innovation, and what was the first one?
Authenticity.
Authenticity. Yes, those three are very needed in these times to reposition your business, to reposition your brand in order to be successful and to keep operations of your business running. And what really maintains a business is the clients, the customers. So, how do you
Mm-hmm.
continue to serve your customers? How do you continue to cater to them in this difficult time? How do you change the old ways of doing business into new ways of doing business? Do you need to, I was talking to an entrepreneur today. They're in the bar business, and they're
Mm-hmm.
working really hard on using resealable and sealable containers and jugs, so they can deliver and they can ship to customers because it's difficult right
Sorry,
now?
I didn't hear you. It was breaking up. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was saying that I was
Yeah, sorry, I
talking
didn't hear what you
to
said. You said they are using what?
sealable containers, sealable and resealable containers for their drinks. Can you hear me?
Sorry, hello. I can't hear you. I didn't hear
Oh,
what you said. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
okay. So I
You
was
said you were
talking
talking
about,
to. It kept breaking.
really? Okay. Let me check the feedback.
Yeah,
Is it good now?
it kept breaking when you said I was talking. Yeah, it's good now. It's good now.
Okay. So I was talking to an entrepreneur today. They're using sealable containers for their drinks. That way they can deliver and ship.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to
Yeah,
look
that's the way to
into.
go. We need to start thinking. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And even, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know
we need to
what
like we need
businesses.
to like start like I always advocate. I always advocate from I always advocate from starting on your own corner. Like I know a brand that, you know, was concerned about recycling. So what she started doing was when the tailors, when tailors make clothes and they have all the scrap of material hanging around, she started taking the scrap material and using it to make jewelry, make fascinators, make things using the scrap. That is her way of upcycling.
We have a
Another brand,
question.
there's a man like the company out there. Okay.
Okay, the question is, how can real estate agents reposition themselves in this environment? So someone in the real estate business, how can they reposition themselves?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I shared earlier, for real estate, like you just want to obviously find ways to still show what you have, even if we can't go there physically to see it. So you want to incorporate 3D. 3D is awesome because with 3D, we're like, zooming in, we're looking at what you have, like we can see all the corners. So you want to incorporate 3D, you want to find out about e-closing, find out, you know, what, how you could e-close the properties you have. So those are some of the ways you can reposition. Like you have to inject technology because we don't know how long this is going to go on for. Yes, eventually, you'll be able to physically go to see the properties, but this like technology is here to stay. So you want to find out ways to income. So even you can even sell property. Right now, I could be in Lagos and you are in like what happened in the Year of the Return, where over how many people, a lot of Black Americans that identify with Ghana went and were investing in property last year in Ghana. But so let's assume it was this year. They probably want to invest, but they can't physically go there. But imagine if
Mhm.
you're a company in Africa, but you have a 3D way of showing me the property. You have, you're sending me nice pictures. Obviously, first of all, you want to invest in good professional pictures because we are drawn by what we see. So from the pictures, the quality of the pictures, we are, oh wow, it looks good. Then you want us to see the property like we are touching it. And the only way to do that is 3D. Because then we can, zoom in and zoom out. We could really get a feel of the property without being there physically. So yeah, 3D will be an awesome way.
We'll still continue to take questions. If you guys have questions, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. I have Eric, I have John, I saw Desiree, Priscilla, Blondine, um, and there are a few more that are watching on other platforms. So if you guys have questions, don't hesitate to let us know and we will address them as they come. We are talking about repositioning your business, repositioning your brand during this time of COVID-19 as well as post COVID-19. We just answered the question that came from John about as a real estate business or a realtor, how can you reposition? And one of the things that Lillian said is to use 3D, 3D to
Mm-hmm.
technology to show your property and also closing. When closing, do the
E-closing.
e-closing. There
Yeah.
are other, many platforms out there like Zoom, StreamYard, and many, many, many more that you can
Mm-hmm.
use to close your deal. And also, you can offer things that will attract the customer. You can
Yeah.
say, okay, we have free masks. When you come to look at the
Mm-hmm.
property, we have masks that are available. We have gloves. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
investment to
Yeah.
keep to keep customers safe. So those are the things that you can think about.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely something that you mentioned earlier, um, don't just use social media, but think about having your
Plan
own
your
website.
own website eventually. Definitely. And definitely at this time, even in e-commerce or even in as a real estate person or any business, you want to show your customer that you care. Like during tax season this year, our realtor sent me like everything about taxes, the breakdown. He had nothing to do with that, but he wanted me to be top. He wanted to be top of mind. So he sent me information about taxes, and he now put his flyer as part of the email, the letter, just to let me know, just in case. Obviously, he knows expecting some funds. So here's information about taxes. Here, be safe, take care of yourself. But hey, this is my card if you still want to buy property. So now, if you want to buy property, I'm thinking about him because he made So you want to just show your clients that you care by reaching out to them, sharing information that you think might be helpful to them because you know them, you know what their likes, you know what they're dealing with, and use the opportunity to remind them of your services. So that is a strategy you can, and it doesn't have to be in real estate. It could be anything, even if you sell shoes or anything. You want, oh, we care, oh, but we have these shoes, you know. But let them know that you care.
Mm-hmm.
Send a thank you card, or just let them know that you care. You might have to spend a little extra, like she said, like Deborah said. Yeah, give gloves. You can let them know if you come on site. These are the measures we put in place, to ensure. But then for clients that are far away, you definitely want to do like 3D. You want to do e-closing. But clients that are around, let them know that you care about them and you've gone taking this measure to ensure their safety. So definitely.
And if you just join us, we are talking about repositioning your business and brand post COVID-19. Some of the three things that Lillian shared with us tonight. If you didn't watch from the beginning, be creative and innovative and authentic. Be very authentic in the ways you are conducting your business. Be creative, find ways, know your
Mm-hmm.
customer and know how to cater to them. What are the
Mm-hmm. Know how
ways
to
that
cater
you
to
think
them.
you can get to the customers and cater to them
Mm-hmm.
that way and be innovative, like innovate, come up with brand new ideas to cater to your
Mm-hmm.
customers and
Yeah.
clients during this time. It's very needed. And like we were saying, most conferences, conventions, and seminars, they're going virtual. Even nobody knows that the schools, they're going to reopen in August. They're thinking about, and right now, they're even training. Okay, so the question that we had that came from John, he said, thank you so much for
Mm-hmm.
sharing those tips. John, you are very welcome. If you guys
You're
have more
welcome, John.
questions, please let us know. I was saying that
Let us know.
schools, they're training teachers right now
Mm-hmm.
on how to deliver the content and the material virtually. They're preparing
Wow.
themselves. As we all know,
Mm-hmm.
nobody could have predicted the COVID
No
19,
way.
but
Mm-mm.
the
Mm-mm.
best way is to um, find strategies, implement best tips, best practices as we
Mm-hmm.
go, and cater to your customers, get to know your customers better, and find in your community those things that you need that can help with your business. You might have to invest a little bit more, but
Yeah,
it's worth it.
definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
We don't have any more comment. Do you have anything that you want to add to everything that you already said?
No, I just like I said, this time is, is very, is delicate times for everyone. We're living through a pandemic, like I said earlier. So we just want, like, whatever we do or whatever we put out there, we want to really assess what we're doing, what we're like. In fact, I believe everyone should take this opportunity to do a reset,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's resetting and reaffirming, okay, this is who I am, this is what I do. Even if you reset and you step out exactly how you were, but then everybody should do a reset and really reassess who they are, what they are doing, what they're offering. If possible, write down all your expertise, write down everything you can do. I'm not saying write everything down and offer it as a service, but no, writing, understand everything you can do would help you. We're talking about strategy, so you want to really understand what your strengths and your weaknesses are, what the opportunities are, the threats are. So you knowing your strengths helps you, okay, fine, these are my strengths, I really am good at this, these are other services I can offer, or these are other things I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are my weaknesses. Oh, how can I, how can I improve on this? If you know your weaknesses, it helps you know where to focus your energy on. If it's to take courses online, if it's to, improve on those weaknesses so they become strengths. So I feel like everybody, both for business and just generally, should be taking this opportunity as a reset. The end, the universe is talking to us to reset. We think what we think, we evaluate what we're doing, we evaluate what is important. So you want to take the time to rethink, okay, what am I doing? What can I improve on? What am I not doing so well? What can I, okay, what am I good at? You know,
Yeah. And also,
and
this is
add
the
that to your
time.
skill set.
Yes, add that to your skill set. This is also the time to share information. Don't keep information to yourself, but share it,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be helping yourself when you share information. And
Yeah,
also go global. Go global. Be
go
creative
global.
and go
Think
global. Yeah.
local, but go global. Yeah, think like
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
spoke. I spoke on a platform yesterday, and it was focused on made in Nigerian brands. But I was letting them know. I said, even if you're doing things for made in Nigeria, you could be doing local, because you have to start from the known to the unknown. You start at that level, but you have to be. I'd rather be catering to the local, but I'm trying as much as possible. Even if, okay, fine, maybe, but at least it helps you create a clear map. It's like a vision board, which is why I'm
Mm-hmm.
introducing a document called, like, is a policy document for packaging. I'm going to be, I'll let people know when it's out there. The goal is to work on with brands one on one, to really
Mm-hmm.
map out, like, it's like a vision document, is a policy doc, all in one. Because then you
Mm-hmm.
understand that this is, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. Okay, how can I make these weaknesses strengths? What
Mm-hmm.
do I need? What is the process? Okay, fine. You're a product. You are using plastic bag right now. You don't like that you're
Mm-hmm.
using plastic bag, but that is what you can afford. But you
Right.
know that, okay, I'm using plastic bag, but you've mapped out a plan that I want to start using corrugated boxes. I want to start using poly mailers. But
Mm-hmm.
you mapping out that plan, you could see it, you see that vision. You create a plan for you. You start with the plastic, you, okay, maybe next 1 year I'll switch from plastic. But you can't, you have to map, you have to create a route, you have to know what you need to change.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on with a few brands to create this document that will have everything from their vision, vision, everything about their processes and their fulfillment, how they get their things done, their internal process, their external process. Because, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
you can't give what you don't have, even if it's in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. You For you
Right.
to give love, you have to have love. So
Mm-hmm.
for me to collaborate with you, I have to be structured. I have to have everything sorted out. I have to know, okay, this is my logistics company. These are the people I work with for logistics. This is I deal with business sale to help me develop my business. I
Mm-hmm.
deal with this graphics person. You have a clear understanding and a clear path. These are all the
Mm-hmm.
services I offer. These are all the skills I have. So
Thank you so
understanding that
much
will
for
help
that.
you.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
one thing also, this is not the time to just sit down and
Mm-hmm.
kind of see and watch what is going to happen, but think about it a little bit. The people that are winning today, they didn't just start preparing yesterday. They have been preparing for this
Mm-mm.
type of situations a long time ago. So, yeah, COVID-19 is disrupting the way we're doing business, but it shouldn't stop us. Let's just don't just be in the shock, state until
Mm-hmm.
now, but analyze the situation, pivot, identify the risk, and then strategize
Mm-hmm.
and move forward. And like you said, be creative, authentic, and
And
innovative.
innovative.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. Good
You're
information, great
welcome.
tips, good practices on how to strategize and reposition your business. If you have any questions, um, reach out to Lillian. At the bottom of the screen, you can see the website. Um, MB's Africa. MB stands for Maison Blanche.
Yeah, Maison Blanche.
She is the
Yeah.
packaging
Mm-hmm.
consultant. And when we talk about packaging, it's not just product-based businesses, but
Mm-hmm.
service-based businesses. She will
Mm-hmm.
help us strategize. And this
Yep.
event tonight, I'm not going to forget, it was sponsored by Omuba. And you can go to their website. And Omuba, it's a beauty brand. They have a lot of things. This is the pouch when you buy the beauty product.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing tonight the lipstick. They have
It
lipsticks.
looks
They have,
lovely. Nice.
mhm.
Yeah. I love that packaging. That packaging is dope. I
Yes,
love it.
yes, they have lipsticks. And then when you go to
Mm-hmm.
the website, you can get yours, and it will come in this. When you buy a set of three. So thank you so much, Omuba, for
Uh,
sponsoring this event tonight. We were talking about
Thank
packaging.
you.
This is very well done,
Yeah, this
handmade,
is definitely, yeah.
colorful.
Proudly African. Proudly African. I love
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Well, thank you for connecting with us tonight. If you guys don't have
Okay.
any more questions, thank you, Lillian. It was
Thank
an
you
honor
for
to
having
have
me.
you on this
Thank you.
webinar. And next week, stay tuned. We are bringing another great guest speaker to talk about real estate. So next week, same time, same platform. Thank you, Lillian. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.